I am Carl Middleton, and I serve on the Colorado Healthcare Ethics Forum Board. I want to welcome you to a preview of our Chef Annual Conference, which is going to be held Wednesday, May 22nd and Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. It will be held at the Wilshire Event Center in Denver. Our theme this year is healthcare equity, ethical challenges, and solutions. Today, I'm excited to have a conversation with one of our speakers, Dr. Maria Kneusel-Rivera. Maria is director of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Program at Common Spirit Health, the Mountain Region. Welcome, Maria. It's so great to have you with us. Would you tell us a little bit about your awesome background and the great work that you do?
Thank you. Well, thank you, Carl, so much for the opportunity to share a little bit about my background and the presentation I will be doing at the conference. I am an RN. I am a registered nurse by background and have worked in a variety of settings, from inpatient high acuity to community health, the full gamut of positions related to nursing. And throughout my career, I have always held a passion for how do we provide high quality, dignified care to members of communities and populations that are typically at the fringes of society, those that are underrepresented and underserved. And because of that, I actually went on to pursue a master's in healthcare ethics. I got that through the medical school at Creighton University. And then I knew that I wanted to get into quality improvement work, particularly as it relates to nursing practice. So I did go ahead and get my doctorate in nursing practice with an emphasis in quality improvement. And I have done work out in the community related to health equity for many years with that background, and being a member of the Latino community as well. That has been a great focus of my work. And I just have had this great opportunity of serving as the DEI program director for the Common Spirit Mountain region. So I get to put a lot of that knowledge and experience into practice. And then I also do some health equity consulting as well.
Wow, what an extensive education and background. Would you share with us a little bit about the focus and purpose of your presentation?
Yes, so I have the privilege of being the first speaker of the conference, and I think that has given me the opportunity to really kind of set the stage for the incredible content that we will receive from the rest of the speakers, who will do deeper dives into how different populations experience healthcare. So as part of my presentation, I will guide the conference attendees through some self-reflection. It is always helpful to consider our own privilege, our biases, our perspective, what we bring that is unique into that conversation space at the conference. And then we will define some terms around health equity. It helps to have common language when we talk about health equity. So we will go through some definitions, and then we will frame the concept of health equity within a number of ethical principles, with the idea that addressing health disparities is an ethical duty for those of us who are in the healthcare space. And it is an ethical duty because as human beings, we all have a right to attain the highest level of health that we can, because that is in line with our human dignity. So we will go through that content, talk a little bit about general approaches to addressing health disparities, some challenges around that, and then hopefully end with an action item that everyone can take home with them and commit to.
Wow. Well, let me just share that it is not by accident that you were the first speaker, because given your background and your training, it would be important to set the framework for the entire conference. And you've done an excellent job of just giving an overview of that. What can participants expect to learn as a result of coming to your talk?
Yeah, I think that doing a self-reflection exercise will help them learn, number one, to be comfortable with that type of experience of self-assessing, as well as knowing, being able to be aware of those biases that all of us have, and how those biases might be impacting their work. They will also be able to have an idea of the definitions of terminology around health equity, as well as how this concept of health equity actually relates to ethical practice. I do hope that they will all take an action item back with them as well that they can put into practice in their social settings or workspaces.
Yeah, you mentioned bias, and obviously for a lot of us, there are unintentional biases that impede our conversations and that impede some of our decisions regarding equity. Can you expand on that a little further?
Yes, absolutely. I think that when we use the term biases, especially when we talk about assessing our own biases, uh, that can feel a little bit intimidating and or even judgmental. And it's really important to understand that implicit biases are part of human nature, part of the human experience. We all have biases. We all have learned to quickly assess or make assumptions about members of certain populations or communities, and our brains just make those associations automatically. A lot of times, we don't even notice that we are maybe um, infusing bias into something that we do or something that we say. So it's important to know that the idea of addressing our own biases is not about being judgmental or passing judgment on others. It's really just about having an awareness of the automatic associations that our brains make, and how we can address those so that we can have more productive and inclusive relationships with others.
Wow, you've given us some very important points to think about. Is there anything else you would like people to know about your presentation?
Yeah, I think that it is done and I think this applies to the whole conference actually, that it is done in a spirit of openness and a desire to learn from one another. So I hope that people come and are, feel that they can show up as their full authentic selves, ask the questions that are on their mind, and engage in some really good productive dialogue around some topics that can be difficult, but also extremely helpful when it comes to providing healthcare.
Uh, Maria, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to give us a sneak preview of your presentation. And uh, your presentation again will be given at the Chef Annual Conference, May 22nd and May 23rd, 2024. We encourage everyone to go to the Healthcare Ethics Forum website at www.coloradoethicsforum.org for more information and registration details of the 2024 annual conference. Space is limited, and we encourage you to register today to get the best rates. We hope to see you there. And Maria, again, I say thank you so much for your excellent review of your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.